It might just be me, but things look like they're getting a lot more Islamic around here.
People are starting to learn that Muhammad had sex with a 9-year-old girl, that he allowed his followers to rape their female captives, that Muslims can beat their rebellious wives. Islam's getting a bad reputation.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our first attempt at refuting Act 17 apologetics. How about we cut right to the chase? Was Muhammad a pedophile? Okay, this is how it's gonna work. I'll discuss 10 points that Sami Zaatari made a while ago about Aisha's marriage to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then I'll be pointing out a few biblical absurdities that are frowned upon even by modern day Christians. The first one is a no-brainer. If the marriage was so wrong, then why didn't Aisha's mother object to the marriage? Instead, she happily gave Aisha for the marriage and prepared her for the event. Therefore, why should there even be an argument of whether Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was a pedophile? Aisha's mother welcomed the idea of their marriage. Get it through your heads. Question 2. Even her father welcomed the idea of their marriage. Abu Bakr would go on to be one of the caliphs of Arabia after the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Bakr is also known as As-Siddiq, or the friend of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't disagree with Aisha's marriage to the Prophet Muhammad, so why should we? Why did the women who were present with Aisha when she was just about to be given to the Prophet for marriage wished her luck and were happy for her? If the marriage was wrong, the women present would have been sad and they would have not been happy for Aisha. Rather, what we see is the exact opposite. They also welcomed the idea of their marriage. There's something I want everybody to know. The first 3 questions dealt with other people's perceptions about the marriage, how they perceived it. Did Aisha's mother object to the marriage? No. Did Aisha's father object to the marriage? No. Did Aisha's friends object to the marriage? No. Are we to assume that Abu Bakr and Aisha's mother and the women present with Aisha are all pedophiles and child molesters? Indeed, such a conclusion would be very ignorant, to say the least. Why didn't any of the Prophet's enemies use this against him? If the marriage was so wrong, then you could expect to find his enemies to be the first ones to accuse him of such. Instead, we find that his enemies never even brought up this argument even once. A marriage of this type was widely accepted during 7th century Arabia. The reason why some of us are irked by Aisha's marriage is because most of us have been brought up in a Western secular environment where morality is based on human perception and rationale. Well, so-called rationale, not absolute authority. Therefore, one would have to disprove Islamic theology in order to call Muhammad's marriage with Aisha immoral. Why didn't any of the Arabs around the Hijazi area object or talk against the marriage? It was not only the pagan Arabs in Hijaz who didn't object to this marriage, but the surrounding Arabs didn't object to it either. That would be the Jews, the Christians, and people of other faiths. Are we then to assume that all these Arabs were pedophiles and child molesters? Well, I'll leave the decision up to you. Why isn't there a single hadith from Aisha that shows her displeasure of the marriage? Why is there not a single hadith which shows her to be a victim of sexual abuse, pedophilia, and molestation? In reality, she became a great leader for Islam, a great scholar for Islam, who taught Islam to many men. Does this seem to be symptoms of someone who was abused? If Aisha was indeed a victim of such abuse, then why did she continue to love the Prophet so much, to the point where she'd even get jealous around him? Does this sound like someone who was the victim of molestation? From all the hadith literature we have, we can be confident that if Aisha was alive today, that she would distance herself from Christian polemics, and that she would want nothing to do with these people. How about we take a look at some interesting Bible quotes? And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, Let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Wow, this sounds raunchy. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with their father. Okay, I'm just gonna stop reading right here. You guys can read the rest and check it out.